So, if you haven't heard yet, we drove up from Wolfville, Nova Scotia, and we were on the road for a few weeks. And the first time I was out in Wolfville, I was visiting my sister. I was 14 years old, and she was going to Acadia University. She was dating a football player, quarterback. She wanted me to say that. And he worked at the Anvil Lounge in Wolfville, the club where all the students go to drink and party. And I had never really been in a club before, so he thought, okay, come around back. There's this big wooden fence behind the Anvil. And him and his buddies, football guys, boosted me over this fence so that I can get in. Because
how old were you?
14. Yeah. So I got in, and I was in there for about 8 minutes. And then I got kicked out. But it was the best 8 minutes of my whole life. And I only applied to one school, and I applied to Acadia University because
chasing that high ever since.
I was. And the next day we were heading out to the airport, and we had to get a taxi real early. So it was 5 a.m. My mom was calling a cab, and she called the cab the first time, and she said, "Can you pick us up real early? 5 a.m. Be there, be square." She was nicer than that. But he's like, "Yeah, no problem at all. I'll be there at 5 a.m." She said, "Okay." She hung up the phone, and 10 minutes later she gets a phone call back from the same number, and she's like, "Okay, what's going on?" So she answers it. It's the cab company. She's like, "Hello?" And he's like, "If you're going to be up early, do you need me to give you a phone call to wake you up?" She's like, "That's kind of strange." She grew up in Montreal. She's like, "No one ever does that." She's like, "No, I got an alarm. Weirdo, that's fine. Don't worry." And then 10 minutes later, she gets another phone call from the same number. Now she's like, "What's going on here?" So she picks up the phone. She goes, "Hello," and he goes, "Well, if you're going to be up anyway, would you mind giving me a call and waking me up in the morning?" And that perfectly sums up the small town of Wolfville, Nova Scotia. There's a song I wrote called "Goin Back." Heard about a job down at a shipyard shoveling fish. Well, they called my name, so I gave them a ring. I haven't heard back since. You're stuck in Queens or South Dakota, maybe East LA. But I'm going back home to see my mama, and maybe I'll get paid. Woo! Back in Nova Scotia, where my heart grows twice the size. Well, we'll sit around in the old dip pub and get drunk to pass the time. Late at night, hear the call of a small town by the sea, where that cider's always flowing, those apples grow like weeds. Going back to Wolfville, going back out east. Going back to crystal skies inside the coast. Going back to Wolfville, I'll stop till I reach the sea. Going back to see my love, now I hope she's coming back. Driving to the ocean, past the vineyards, past the vine. Coming up on Main Street, past that damn four-way stop sign. If you need your car fixed, well, my buddy, he knows a guy. But get ready for a phone call if he ever needs a ride. Going back to Wolfville, going back out east. Going back to crystal skies inside the coast. Going back to Wolfville, I'll stop till I reach the sea. Going back to see my love, now I hope she's coming back. Gosh, pro skies and that rusty old trail line running through my mind, running through my mind. Going back to Wolfville. I'm going back out east. I'm going back to crystal skies and tide that cuts the beat. I'm going back in summer where the trees are tall and green. Well, take me down in the 101 land to see the red blue. Going back to Wolfville. Going back out east. I'm going back to see my love. Now I hope she's coming back to me. Going back to see my love. Now I know she's